I am here with Jungir Mehta of Metaphor, and today we're talking about how to make a better, more interesting burger. First of all, tell me a little bit about what people can do to spice up their burgers and make them more interesting, because I think a lot of people think, all right, you know, salt, pepper, meat, and I'm done, but there's a lot of ways to have more interesting burgers.
That definitely is. I think more than anything, it's not only just making it interesting, but making it healthy, sustainable. So mushrooms is a good way of really cutting down on that protein. That's the other thing. Mushrooms or vegetables or whatever else it might be, by just mixing in different things into your burger.
For people who are saying, okay, it sounds great to put mushrooms in my burger, but what are the logistics of getting it in there, having the burger stay together?
You could push button mushrooms and portobello or whatever it might be that you really choose to use into a grinder. It will grind the same way. It will really, it holds up very well. It has umami. It will just blend in with the beef extremely easy. It's not going to be an issue one bit.
And what are other vegetables that you can incorporate into burgers? I know you mentioned mushrooms, but you can do all sorts of things.
Yeah, we add onions, tomatoes, then we add lots of herbs like we had cilantro, lemongrass, tons of spices, ginger, garlic. So all that just bulks it up. Even if it's adding 5% here, 5% there, it basically really is reducing the amount of beef that you're putting into your burger too. And even for a person who says, oh, I like eating a burger every day, but by just cutting that little bit down, you're almost going to eat 30% less meat every day.
What are some of the most surprising things that you've put in a burger where you're like, oh, this is golden, that people might be a little surprised to hear?
We've done it right from adding like very different types of things like zucchini and different vegetables to it, as much as also adding different meats to it. Like we've done one where we have used beef as well as we've used a little bit of duck in it. So trying to showcase how that could blend so well. So it's and incorporating a bird into it with the same other ingredients to it. We've done it where we've said, why don't we make the bread with different vegetables, like almost make a vegetable bread and keep the burger pretty similar, all right? So again, trying to incorporate and pushing a little bit more vegetable into your diet by using, so it all depends. Like we like to play around and do different things.
Wonderful. So will you show us the steps for your burger?
Absolutely. So now we're going to showcase you the Graffiti Burger. We start off with the Angus beef. In there, we're going to add in all these amazing things, starting with, of course, some green chilies, all right, a little bit of mint, which goes in, cilantro, and tons of all these spices. And that's fennel, coriander, which is just crushed. It's coriander seeds, which are just crushed. Now, the good thing about fennel and coriander, they are very good for digesting red meat. So it really helps a lot. This is a little bit of red chilies, a little bit of red chili flake, just a tad bit of pepper, and we need much less salt because the umami from the mushrooms will come through. A good amount of our mushrooms, which we have diced up. The portobello are pre-roasted, the button mushrooms aren't, as well as the king mushrooms aren't. The onions, which are diced, the garlic, the ginger, and finally the tomatoes, which will again provide you with a ton bit of umami. So at this point, we just are going to massage this all right in so it becomes one whole big nice mess. And once that is done, we can start forming the burgers. Now what we do is we try to do this at least a day in advance, because we really want all this to really soak in and the meat to marinate with the spices. So we normally always try and do this at least a day ahead. So once that is done, we are gonna make our patties. Now, how we like to do it is about just 2.5 ounces of beef, of our patty is all we make. And as you see, it really holds up extremely well. There is no problem to it. And then slam it right over the grill. After we have placed these burgers on the grill for about 4 to 5 minutes, they're ready, juicy, and ready to go. We're just gonna add a little bit of onions to it because it tastes really good with the spices. They blend very well, and that's it. We just sure hope This is the burger because it is the better burger. Thanks for watching, and this is the burger that we serve at Graffiti called the Graffiti Burger.